Good morning, YouTube. We are on the way to the gym. It's Tuesday. It's 4:57. Yes, I'm late. I was supposed to leave the house and get to the gym by 5. I walked out at 4:50, and I had one of the longest Psalms to read today that I've ever seen. It took up a whole page and a half, which is fine. But yeah, so it's 4:58 and I'm just now leaving the house. But anyway, it's Tuesday, which means it's leg day, which means it's sprint day, which means I am sipping on G1M Sport for some carbs and electrolytes. I'm sipping on some Optimum Nutrition creatine because creatine is good for you. I'm sipping on some Bum pre-workout because that's the cheapest thing I could find at Sam's Club. I'm sipping on some L-carnitine because I love me a good sweat, and some vitamin C because you got to take care of your body. On Sunday, I ran my fastest mile since running again. I ran my fastest mile at 8 minutes and like 3 seconds. That was on the treadmill. And when you look at my Strava, it's kind of pissed me off because it didn't hold that as a record. I think because I put it in as a manual activity, which you kind of have to when you do a treadmill run, but whatever. But yeah, so I did that and I'm feeling a little sore from that. We're gonna roll out, we're gonna stretch, we're gonna do our whole shebang. So honestly, this workout has some time to it. It's leg day, which is squat day, but it's also sprint day, but it's also like my body's feeling the effects from running that, and so and honestly, my body's just feeling tight. Like my body just kind of hurts a little bit. So we're gonna spend a little bit more time getting prepared, and then we're going to go into the rest of what we got. So we have 8 sprints for 0.1 miles. That is, honestly, that's about 8 40s, but they're incline. So I'm going to have the treadmill at about, I don't know, I'm thinking about a 5-degree incline. And obviously, look at me, I'm making this up on the spot, but typically I would use the Assault Runner right now, right? And the Assault Runner is great, but there have been these guys at the gym, which props to them, but there's only 2 Assault Runners at our gym, and the 2 guys at the gym do high rocks workouts at this time, and they will be using those, and I already know, like, it's just going to be a pain in the butt to try to get in, especially after our warm-up and stuff like that. So we're going to make do with what we got, and honestly, I'm okay doing incline sprints, and the reason why I don't know the incline exactly yet is because of the fact that I haven't done incline on this treadmill. It's a Nordic track treadmill. Sometimes you can put a treadmill at like a 5-degree incline and it's like, 45 degrees, and other times it's 60 degrees. Like, I think all treadmills are just a little bit different. And yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna sip on this. We are gonna hit some legs and we're gonna kill it. We're gonna crush it. And yeah, I ain't got nothing else for you really. Like I said, my body's just feeling it a little bit. The back of my knees are killing me. My PT's going out of town for Thanksgiving break, which kind of stinks because I need them. And I have all week off next week. In other news, I signed up at EOS. And one of the first things I said, hey, if I work out here at about 5 o'clock, do you expect there to be strict rules on recording in here? And the girl that sold me my membership said no. Now, obviously, she had to make a sale. So who knows if she was being truthful, but I have an EOS membership now. And the reason why I like that is because there's a new EOS opening up about 2 minutes down the street from my house, which is great because then I can just walk over there, do what I got to do, and get out. And I won't say walk. I got to drive over there, do what I got to do, and get out. And it's nice because that allows me, right now, the drive that I have from here, from my house to the strip barbell is about 15 minutes. And which is fine. It's not terrible, but also at the same time, when there are days when I need to get in and get out, that's helpful. The other day, Sammy and I were out running around on Sunday, and I knew I needed to run, but we were out running around, running errands on Sunday, and it would have been really nice to have and the Eagles game was about to come on, go Birds. And it would have been nice to just be able to casually drive over to a quick gym, get in my run, and get home before the game started. And then I could have done that had I had something closer to me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sign up, and it was a deal I couldn't put down. I've had my share of run-ins with EOS management before. Not to say that I like done anything, but it's just for some reason, like, EOS to me, even though I just signed up at it, EOS to me is so like annoying of a gym. I've gotten in trouble for recording there, which is, I get it, but the way in which the person approached me about recording kind of pissed me off. There was a time when like a trainer was kind of just like hovering over me while I was working out and like trying to give me advice, and you know, EOS has brought a little bit of ugly out of me. So, but we're back. So anyway, we're gonna get over here to the strip barbell, get this run and this lift in, and then head on back home, get ready for the day, go to work, and yeah.
Okay, let me start off this little voiceover by saying that in the little EOS rant that I just had right there, I was talking about how I got some advice given to me, and that's really how I left it. But I want to make it known that that was unsolicited advice, and I'm all for receiving tips and pointers here and there, but when it's unsolicited and I'm just minding my own business, I'm not a huge fan. Now, on to the workout. One of the biggest things that I've noticed within this running life journey part of me right now is I suck at it. I'm not good at running. I don't have good form. I don't have good anything when it comes to running. And I'm noticing that with my warm-ups. I'm noticing that now that I'm recording almost everything that I run with, I can't get my elbows back far enough when it comes to sprinting. Like, it's a whole bad thing. But acknowledging an issue and addressing it at the end of the day is one of the biggest keys to growth, and that's where we are right now. I actually just reached out to a friend to help me out with a little bit of the speed work and a little bit of the form work when it comes to this new running stuff. As for the workout, I did 8 treadmill sprints at a 10% incline on this Nordic track. They were for 0.05 miles. And that ends up equaling about 80 meters. And then immediately after those 8 sprints, I went on to some squats. Now, when it came down to squats, I did 3 sets of 5, kind of going opposite of what we did last week with 5 sets of 3. The 3 sets of 5 went 275 for 5, 325 for 5, and 355 for 5. Now, last week I did 5x3, working up to a heavy set of 400 for 3 reps. This week, I only got up to about 355 for 5 reps. Obviously, my legs were cooked, but my legs were also cooked a little bit last week. But on top of that, I'm trying to stay within the same amount of total volume while still increasing the weight for my sets of 3 and my sets of 5. Now, here's the kicker. Next week, I'm going to increase the amount of total volume from 15 reps only up to about 16 reps, doing 4 sets of 4. With that, what I'm planning on doing is gradually increasing within these 3 to 5 rep ranges, gaining strength back, and kind of working within just that 15 to 18 total volume range. And hopefully by the end of that, I can kind of work in some heavy singles, doubles, and be able to really maximize on a true 1 rep max. All right, and we're big eaters of that humble pie, especially now. But one thing that is really important, especially when it comes to vlogging, for me right now specifically, is showing all the good, but showing all the ugly. So you're going to see my first and last set of my standing lunges, my forward lunges in place. I wasn't able to do walking lunges at this gym. It was just kind of too busy, and I wasn't trying to have a barbell flinging around some other machines. So you're going to see the stationary in place step out lunges back to neutral, and you're going to see it just doesn't look good at all. Honestly, I did 4 sets of 6 reps each side, 24 total reps of volume. Last week I did 3 sets of 8, so this week we went a little bit heavier with 175 as opposed to a 165 from last week. But all in all, this is not one of my best movements. This isn't one of my best sets. This is probably the ugliest thing that I've seen in a little while, and I couldn't get my balance. I couldn't figure out how to kind of get a groove going, and it just looked ugly. And so I wanted to show this, and then I wanted to show you how different it looks, especially when it gets to my last set. So even though this is my last set, this set goes a lot smoother. You know, it kind of just comes from, obviously I did 3 sets before this. So in a sense, my legs are toast, but You know, I kind of have a groove. I know where to place my foot. I know about the distance that my feet need to spread in regards to, you know, getting a good base when I do go out into that lunge position. Like, all in all, everything just works. And you'll see me take a good amount of breaks within this one, not even just to regain my balance, but more so just to catch my breath, because at this point I was kind of cooked. And you'll see that this set goes a lot faster. When you look at this on the timeline compared to the other video, you'll see that this is a fraction of the time that I did it. Look, it's over. And so that's just the difference between the first and the last set. You got to put the ugly out there to show the difference between the good and the ugly and just make it all make sense. And to finish things out, we have some assisted Nordic curls. Now, if you watched the last video, you knew how upset I was that I couldn't do the GHR machine at the gym, and that really upset me, and I realized I want to get better at them, and I want to kind of get back into the groove with things. Now, I do have a Baker cyst. I actually talked to my PT about it today, but, you know, he was like, it's just one of those things. Until it becomes really grueling, we just deal with it. So in that, this didn't add any pain onto me at all. So what I did was I threw on a 45-pound plate, and instead of hitting low volume, you know, high intensity, and high intensity honestly is doing it with my regular body weight, I went low intensity, taking 45 pounds off of my body weight when it comes to this movement, and doing 8 solid reps. Now, when I do a GHR or Nordic curls, you'll see that my body does not stay in a straight line. Typically what happens is my hamstrings take over, my hips shoot back, and my body is basically straight until I basically do a like half Superman hinge type of thing at the top of it. But what this machine does is it allows you to stay within that perfect kind of lined position, because it assists you on your way up, and you're able to focus on those hamstrings just a little bit more. I really like the burn on this one. I really like the position it put me in. It was very helpful in regards to kind of getting myself back into the flow of doing GHRs and hamstring curls. So, as you may know, I am a strength coach at a school, and here at the school we have, I was rushing out of the house this morning, so I didn't get a chance to get any protein in. I had to hurry up and shower because I was sweating like crazy, and yeah, so I had to make do with what I had here at school. So what I got for breakfast, 2 Fairlifes. This is going to be 60 grams of protein altogether. We got some fruit, some berries, a banana, and then 2 blueberry muffins. It's pretty cool because as a staff member here, I get free breakfast. So we make do with what we got. We're gonna start teaching here. The warning bell just rang. Get these kids fit and strong, and then yeah, go on with the rest of my day. All right, so it's about 6 o'clock. I got off of work, and you guys know what Run It League is. Basically, it's just 2 guys, one with a rugby ball, one's tackling, and they just run at each other from about 10 yards away, and they hit each other. It originated in New Zealand or Australia, and they brought it here to the United States. Vegas is their first stop, and my buddy texted me about it earlier at like 6 o'clock, and I freaked out, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. Or not at 6 o'clock, he texted me at like noon, and I was like, oh dude, I gotta go. So very impromptu idea, very on the fly, but we're here, so let's go watch some people make a human car crash. Let's do it.
Oh, that's the guy right there.
All right, be strong, take it away, man. You know the I learned from him. Okay. Try to do my thing like him. Defender, ready! 3, 2, 1, run it! Runner, ready! Defender, ready! 3, 2, 1, run it!
These guys are running into each other full speed, and when they're in pain, all they get is a little bit of cold water on their shoulder, or just a little squirt of just cold water. That's it.
Introducing first, coming out of the black corner, he is representing Las Vegas by way of Hawaii. Put your hands together for Super! by injury is soon. Let's go.
All right, so we just finished watching the Run It League Las Vegas trials, and it was pretty dope. It's cool to see. I mean, in a world where, and I'm just gonna be straight up, you know, in a world where everybody's trying to stray away from these hard contact type sports, and you know, people are so, you know, I don't know, I have my views on it, but in a world where everybody's really straying away from stuff like that, it's really cool to see that there's somebody that's coming out, even though they're coming all the way from Australia and New Zealand. It's cool to see that they're coming out here to try to promote, you know, in a sense, man, just like running straight at somebody as hard as you can, hitting them, just preparing for a car crash. It's so cool. Yeah, I got to see, I had a client that he was partially my client, partially one of my other coworkers' clients, but he was a client of the gym. He ran up against my friend, and my friend ended up winning, and you know, but at the end of the day, win, lose, whatever, it's cool. Like, I know that I would never do that. Like, I know I would never do it. One, I've never played rugby in my life, but two, you know, it's a different type of contact, man. Like, I think football players really think that this is the same sport, and it's not. And it was cool, man. And then on top of it, man, like, one of my best friends just asked me to be his groomsman for his wedding, which this is the first time I've ever been asked to be a groomsman, so that was cool. All in all, man, just a great night. Really great for a random Tuesday. And honestly, at this point, in regards to the work week, I'm halfway through my week. And yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go grab some food, definitely probably Chick-fil-A, grab some food, head home. Grab some food and grab some gas, head home, and go to sleep. And so with that, you know, I know this is only a one-day video, but I'm gonna end the video right here. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and just being a part of the journey. Again, you know, I know that I'm not, you know, I don't have thousands of subscribers. I know I don't have thousands and millions of views on my videos, but, you know, you got to start somewhere, and I'm grateful for the people that are starting that somewhere with me. And yeah, so it was cool, man. It's a cool journey to be on. And again, I'm just grateful. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.